Shannon, how's everybody settling in after a couple of nights?
Yep, not too bad. We got in Monday, first night, and then yesterday to acclimatise. So today is pretty much going to be our first training session. Yesterday I was just getting familiar with the surroundings. We've got cars, so we can go out, obviously be within the rules, but get a takeaway coffee, have a look. So it's been pretty good so far.
Can you tell us a bit about what it's like inside? Obviously we can't go in there, but what is the setup like? What's your room like? What is it like for you guys?
Yeah, well, it's room's pretty much like a normal hotel, but they're pretty good. They're pretty spacious. We've got a big games room, meetings room, common room, food room. So there's plenty of space to get around in, and I think Fremantle got the same. So I think the AFL and the club's done that pretty well. We can walk around. There's a couple of shops you can go walk to, so it's pretty good. I mean, I've only been here for a couple of days, but there's plenty to do. We'll have a few games and a couple of competitions going on.
Have you ran into any of the Freo guys yet in the lobby room?
Earlier this morning, yeah. So they were doing some training and ran into them. So that's just going to be what it is. It's fine. Players sometimes played junior footy together, get on well, went to school together. Others from interstate, but yeah, we've run into them and said good day.
You guys have got a pretty mature list. Do you think that's going to help you through the whole hub experience?
I think it's a positive for sure. But it's all about your attitude, how you bring. Sometimes when you're a younger player, you don't quite know what to expect, and you're not stuck in your ways or your routines. But I think having most of our list be quite senior, being around the place for a fair while, I do think helped. It can be easier to adapt. Most of, I think, football in general, yes, you need to be physical, you need to be fit, you need to be able to run, but most of it's about your attitude and how you approach it. So I think most players have got their heads around what we're going to be doing.
It's going to be a bit of a weird situation tonight at training. Gold Coast training at that oval next to you. You probably would have had that too many times.
Not too often, no. So that's just going to be the different things that we've spoken about a little bit as a group. Is obviously like weights, training sessions, recoveries, how we go about that. So it's almost a bit like your junior days when you used to have the round robin carnivals. You used to have all different teams training and sharing facilities as such. So I can't see that being an issue. But we've got Port and Adelaide as well have to share Metricon or a couple of ovals.
So think about having a sneaky look over the other team training?
Oh no, well we'll be too busy training and worrying about that. But it always does happen to a degree when someone else is training. Everyone wants to look and see what they're doing, what are they doing better. But really, you just got to worry about what you're doing.
After so long without the game, you're only a couple of days away. Yeah. Does it feel like it's back again now?
Well, it does. Yeah, we've had 3 weeks of training, 2 weeks of contact. So we've been able to play a couple of scratch matches. Last week played an internal trial. So it feels like it's back in, but there's nothing really to measure it against because we've almost been doing a pre-season since October, November. Played 2 pre-season games, round 1, and then it's like we felt like we were into another pre-season, off-season. So I think certainly once a game starts, it will definitely feel like a season, but this does feel similar to round 1.
You came out of the blocks in round 1 like you were ready to go. Do you feel that's the advantage of this mature group that you are able to avoid all the distractions in this play?
Well, I think so, yes. And also you can bank on the experiences that you've had throughout your career. Everyone likes to be able to get heaps of training and get some practice games in, make sure you're really feeling positive and confident. We haven't been able to do that. So now it's just going to be about all that work you've done in previous years with your training, all the body work you've been doing in the midfield, the forwards. So it is the same for everyone. But I think certainly the more football or sport you've played, the more you can draw on those type of experiences.
You personally, having carried out your captain's pre-season, is that for you overall? What's changed this pre-season?
Yeah, well, still being leading and doing an example with outside of that, but it's just the time commitments pretty much, sometimes with the meetings and everything. More so this year, there's been a lot more organising and everything, so still involved in it, in some of the decision making, and you get to have a chat to some of the playing group, but it's mainly just the younger guys. Really enjoying that, talking to them about how their football's going, what they want to get out of it. There's going to be some challenges with being over here in the hub, having 22 players play plus a couple of emergencies, but then the other 20 players hopefully be able to get a game. So that's the thing I've enjoyed and now have time to be able to do.
You mentioned obviously all the intricacies that are going on, so it's very tricky for Luke in his first year. So you still have to be playing a role, especially I guess given there's not a lot of support support externally from the club with this whole situation?
Yeah, that's right. There's a little bit of that. I think Luke's done a great job so far. Bit different, bit tough coming straight into what it is and having to deal with numerous different things. But it is a whole collective. I think we've got our senior leadership group plus a couple others outside of that. I know a lot's been spoken about. More maturity of the group. It is everyone doing the right thing, helping each other out. That'll be the difference this year.
Are you excited about the prospect of having a WA hub after you're done here? Will that make things a little easier to deal with?
Well, again, a lot of things have been spoken about the past month, I suppose. For sure, it'd be nice if we could get one, but McGowan, Trevor Nisbet, they'll be trying to sort that out. So if that happens, that'll be great. But when we're playing, that's the beauty of playing. That's why I like playing, is because we can just worry about playing, and everything else we can have a little bit of an input in, but we don't really get too big a say. So we'll let them work that out. We just got to worry about this week playing against Gold Coast.
There's been a lot of talk about sort of the physical preparation and getting the body right, but has there also been within the club, have you been doing a bit more psychological or mental stuff to sort of prepare yourself for what's the challenges you might face over the next 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, we certainly have. I think every AFL team now does some sort of, mental training or mindfulness or, or thinking about what you're going to be doing, especially because we haven't been able to play. So visualisation. So we've been doing that now for probably the last 3 years, 4 years, and I think every AFL club's doing that. There's been a lot of talk about physically the game. Will it be faster? How's it going to be? But it is the mental side of the game. Yes, you need to be able to run, you need to be fit, but it is your attitude and how you approach football.
Has that been ramped up with everything that's been going on?
Well, there's probably been a little bit more emphasis on it, yes, especially in the 8 or 10 weeks we had of not being able to play. So there's been a little bit of discussion about that. And since we've been coming back, there's been a little bit, and it's more probably just all the external stuff that's going on. I mean, it goes on in everyone's life, but are we going to the Gold Coast? What can we do on the Gold Coast? So those are things we can't really control too much. So it's making sure that, yes, we can still have an input, but when we need to, come back and focus on training and playing.
You guys are really well known over in Western Australia. You walk down the street, everyone knows you.
Yep.
You're in Wally Lewis territory now, NRL.
Yeah.
Do you notice the difference in how people approach you on the street?
Well, we've only been here for a couple of days, and there's a couple of players that are well known over in Western Australia, and coming over here, NRL, probably half our team follows NRL a little bit, so we haven't noticed too much, and it's one of those things where we can't really we're not going out socialising, sitting down for coffees and takeaway. But so far, I think a few players are going to go out and just be normal, I suppose, and go about their business.
The first time Nick's been able to go to Coles and just do some training with that.
I saw JK might have spoken about that, something like that, or Gov or someone. So, yeah, a little bit. Nick's obviously high-profile player, stands out, but I think what he does for the game has been fantastic. And the way he approaches it gives everyone some time, but even here, a few people know him.
What's your gut feel with him, and whether he goes in with a recognised ruckman like Tompkins next to him or someone else, and you pinch hit now that the game's a bit shorter?
Yeah, well, that'll be Simo and the coaches. That's one of the challenges that they'll have. I think the beauty that we have, we could do both. So we could have Hickey or Vardy easily come and ruck with Nick, or Nick could do it himself and then pinch hit somehow. So I don't have a gut feel. Obviously, it gets spoken about the games are shorter, so yes, Nick will be able to play more game time, but I'm not sure how that'll pan out.
Have you seen any difference in his fitness levels, ability to train longer and stuff, now that he's a fair way back into his regime from all those injuries?
Yeah, I think it's probably just more he can back up during the weeks, I think so much. He covers the ground pretty well, his explosiveness, so I probably think he can do some more repeat efforts, and that's what he prides himself on. And especially in and around the ground, taking some marks, competing. So I think he can do some more, yes.
Would that mean that we're about to see the best we've seen Nick for a while?
Well, I think he's in the best condition that he's been for a while, especially with his injuries had. And yes, we've unfortunately only played one game, but he's about to get 5 months of training into him. So I think he's going to be in good stead.
You guys were sort of among the premiership favourites coming into the start of the season. Given everything that's gone on and changes, and do you think this is one of the most unpredictable seasons we're going to see?
I think it's almost like a normal. Yes, it's unpredictable, but I think it's still normal because footy's always been unpredictable. Because if you rock up and you think you're going to win, the games and teams are so tight now that they can easily beat you. So the favouritism, good teams will still be good teams. Hopefully we are one of them, but I can't see it being too different. It's just going to be, again, that attitude, how you have towards the end of the year. Obviously, you've got 4 teams up in the hub here, how you approach that. So however that works, we're not too sure, but we just need to make sure we're playing good football. And if that's the case, hopefully we'll be around the mark in the finals.
And just on the shorter quarters, I think it's going to help you and the experienced guys. I mean, those guys, especially a strong midfield, so longer time in there, it's obviously benefit for the way you're viewing it.
Yeah, well, that'd be the assumption is, less game time, running time, more time you can have players in your positions in the midfield or forward or back. So I think it will help, yes. I don't know how it's going to go. We were talking about the NRL before. Yes, I know their games haven't been shortened, but the good teams still seem to be good. So I think that'll be the time now is good teams still be better. Yes, the games might be a bit closer for a while, but again, we're not really sure how it's going to plan out.
And these sort of conditions suit you guys too. It could be a case of betting against boys there on Saturday night.
Oh, I'm not so sure about that. Gold Coast has been going, reasonably well. Especially, I think they beat Geelong and quite convincingly, and they played Adelaide as well, I think. So they played all right. Yes, round 1, Port got them, but we understand they got some good talent in there, and they've also been around for 5 or 6 years, a lot of their players. So I don't think that'll be the case. It'll be like that.
And the stadium itself, you enjoy playing at Metro?
Yeah, well, we haven't played here for a couple of years, but yeah, it's similar stadium. I think most stadiums dimensions are pretty much similar now. So where it is, you got to play well, understand about space, work together. If you can do that, be all right.